Hey, good evening. Yep. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Man, I'm telling you, I'm fired up, folks. I'm going to give folks a chance to get and join us on this live stream. I'm a little cranked up right now. Good evening, Mr. Ronald Newton. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining. I wanted to do something live. I'm only going to do about 10 minutes, but I'm going to give folks a few minutes to get here. At least I said I'm going to do 2 minutes. You know, guys, I get wound up. Hey, Mr. Mark Smith. How's life in the Midwest? Hey, Mr. McCain, good evening, good evening. Hey, Sheena Tompkins, good evening to you. Hey, Ada Lee, Boston, Massachusetts. Marie Stanford, good evening, good evening, good evening. My man, Daniel Higgins, good evening, welcome. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I can't see, I think that says from Phelps. Oh, Mr. Phelps, man, the overview man. Good evening to you, man. How you doing? Okay, man, what an incredible overview, man. Thank you very much for that. You tell everybody to love it. They plan it every day. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone, for joining us live stream. I just want to take a few minutes. My man, Mr. Dante Taylor. Hey, James Marshall, hold that white ghost for me, baby. Hold that white ghost for me. Okay, hold that ghost. The ghost, the ghost, the ghost. Okay, for those who don't know, that's that Rolls Royce, man. That's the one you want to drive yourself anyway. Anyway, hello, Miss Ellen D. Brown. How you doing? Dante Taylor, Mr. Mark Smith again. Hey, to everyone, look, okay, I'm going to start in about a minute here. I'm going to give everybody a few more minutes. Today, what I want to talk about, Matthew Taylor fired me up this morning, and he fired me up with a couple things. And so I'm speaking to all those folks who are out there in this land who haven't made the decision to get involved in Karatbars yet and haven't made the decision to start saving gold, which everyone should do. I don't even understand how a person don't get that yet. Okay, everybody should have a gold savings account. And for those who say I don't have enough money to save, then that's the reason you should get in Karatbars and start your gold savings account so you can start having enough money to save, because Karatbars will pay you to save your own gold and to teach you how to help other people. It will pay you to teach other people to save gold as well. So not having money is not an excuse. Not having time is not an excuse. I believe this is going to be the greatest company this world has ever seen. Because it's empowering people on a grassroots level that's never been done before. Everyone wins in Karatbars. If you don't do anything else here but save gold, you win. If you never recruit or build a team, you win just by exchanging dollars for our product, because our product is gold and gold is money. I'm saying it to the new folks. Now, I know most folks coming up here, you already understand this. So, but I want to create something that you can send out to your friends only about 10 minutes long. But let me say this. No, I'm going to talk to the network. Let me say this. Mr. Matthew Taylor this morning played that pre-call. And that pre-call, man, everybody came in. And the first part of the message was never quit. It was never quit, never give up, never quit, never quit, never quit, never quit. And it don't mean never quit, Karatbars. It means never quit and give up on your dream, on that thing that God put you here to do, okay? Or that thing that you believe you were put here to do, okay? And man, there were a couple things that were said that just blew me away this morning and fired me up, and I've been fired up ever since. Just finished doing this live expo with Brother Eric Teray Muhammad, Brother Kevin 2X Thompson, and Brother Jamil Muhammad. Incredible afternoon. And so I'm cranked up. But anyway, what was said this morning that resonated to me more than anything else, it says that when you have a dream and you go expose it to people, if they like your dream, it is not a God-inspired dream. I dropped the microphone. I didn't have a microphone. I just fell out. I had to stop and just think. A God-inspired dream will encounter rejection as soon as you start to share it. And he talked about Joseph when he told his brothers about his dream, and they threw him into a caravan, into a pit, and sold him into slavery because he told them about his dream. Your dream is always rejected when you first get started. And then the thing that also went up in my spirit at that point was, you would know that it's a God-inspired dream when it requires you to do something that's bigger than self. Karatbars is way bigger than self. That's why Karat inspires so much passion and commitment from people. It's not because it's 24 karat gold. That's great. It's not because you have a 9-year track record. That's great. It's not because you can become a millionaire by choice. All that's great. But they say the ultimate thing, as John Maxwell talks about in his book, that we want to do as human beings, we like to connect with other human beings. And the ultimate thing we derive pleasure from is to help other people succeed in their life. We want to help other people along the way. It is in our natural. It is unnatural not to want to help. When you find that person so selfish that they don't want to help somebody, that is unnatural. It is natural part of us to want to help another human being. It is innate. It's in our DNA. It's born. We want to connect and we want to help. That's what we want to do. Okay? And Karat gives you the opportunity to do that, folks. Everybody. But my talk today, I want to talk about never quitting. Because when you get that dream, whatever that dream is, you're going to run into obstacles. Now, I'm going to go through some things and not my 37-year journey real quick. I just went on a little while ago, but I want to go through them again. Because every time I saw something I wanted to do, there was some obstacle in the way. I remember as a child saying when I grew up, I want to make a lot of money and I want to help a lot of people. I had that dream at 7, 8 years old because all around me, I saw poverty. I saw lack. I saw a lack of money, lack of food, lack of transportation, lack of clothes. I saw it all around me in the projects of Newsom Park. And that's the old project. So you folks who live in that suburban Newsom Park right now, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about old Newsom Park. You got to be 50 years old to remember old Newsom Park. Okay, it was built World War II barracks. Okay, World War I barracks. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that environment. Well, it's no big deal. I love the environment. I had a good time. I cried when they moved us. We moved from the projects over to what they call East End. I cried because I love living in Newsom Park. I had a ball, okay, running around the fields and picking blackberries and picking apples and picking up tadpoles and fishing in the back. I mean, I had a good time as a child, so I'm not disparaging that. Yeah, the apartments, they were ratting field, roasting fields, and all kinds of poverty all around, but I didn't know that. Okay, I was a child having a ball, but I knew that money was a lack in the neighborhood. And I started to realize that when I first saw the Beverly Hillbillies. That's another seminar. But I learned some things. I had that dream. I know how to get that dream, but I want to share this with you. So the first dream I truly had was I wanted to grow up and make a lot of money, help a lot of people. Now, I truly believed as a child that if I made a lot of money and gave it to a lot of people, it would help them. But I've learned that don't work. Okay, when you give people money, all it does is exacerbate the problem they already have, and they still have the problem. Okay, so that's another story. You can't give away all your money, and that's going to help a lot of folks. No, it does not. Okay, but you do become a blessing to become a blessing. You are blessed to be a blessing, but that don't mean you're going to give your way. You're going to give your way to help people get out of poverty. That's a conscious and a self decision they got to make. I remember some things about never quitting. My first Little League football team, I tried to quit, and the coach ran into me one day. I had quit. I didn't tell him I quit. I didn't tell the team I quit. I didn't tell my parents I quit. I didn't tell anybody I quit. I went to practice for a couple of weeks. It was too hard. I think it was 4 or 5 days, and it was too hard. It was too hard, so I quit. Okay, bumped into the coach about 2 days later. He looked at me and said, "Best, you quit, son?" I said, well. Intimidated, 6'2", guy named Leroy quit. He said, "You quit?" He said, "Son, you never quit. You never quit. If you start quitting there, you're going to quit things the rest of your life. Don't ever quit anything. You see it to the end. You never quit, son. Now I see you at practice this evening." And he didn't ask. He was telling me. So the next day I came to practice the same day and started playing football and played all through high school, all through Little League football and junior varsity and high school football. Because that coach taught me a lesson. You don't quit. You don't quit. And I apply that lesson to everything I've ever done. I talked about earlier this afternoon how in the 7th grade I was voted most likely to succeed. I don't know why, but the teacher said I had the extraordinary drive. I was in the 7th grade in Newsom Park, and Miss Butler in that classroom, and I'm sitting in an assembly, and they voted me most likely to succeed. I don't know why. I was not the best athlete in the school. I didn't get the best grades in the school. I wasn't the best student. In fact, I was a junior thug wannabe. I was a junior thug waiting to be. I could go either way now. Either way. Go either way. Okay? Sometimes the road less traveled is interesting. The roads we take in life, by accident, to God be the glory. Anyway, that's a whole nother seminar. I'm talking fast. But I remember getting that award. I'm saying that why? Because I want you to remember every positive thing that's ever happened in your life, because that's what's going to propel you to your success in Career Boss. You got to forget the things you failed at, forget the things you weren't that good at, and you got to remember all the things you succeeded in. Well, that thing, that little certificate, I still got it all beat up. It was given to me in 1967 from Newsom Park Elementary School, and it said most likely to succeed. I don't know why I got it, but it boosted my self-confidence. And I have worked hard to try to live up to that thing that said most likely to succeed. And when I asked the teacher, why did I get it? She said, you had that drive. And the drive came from delivering papers 5 o'clock in the morning. I did play little sports after school. I was active in things all the way around. I was always busy. That's why I say to people all the time, when I run across somebody and say, I'm busy, I say, you just the guy I'm looking for. When I tell somebody about this business, say, man, I'm just busy, I don't have any time, I say, you just the person I'm looking for. Because I found that when you find busy people get things done. People who are not busy, who spend the whole weekend watching football or basketball or baseball or whatever they do in their spare time, that little 30 hours a week that the boss gives them off, the plantation gives them off, whatever they want to do in that time, that's not the person I'm looking for. Unless that person's just bored looking for a dream. Okay? And I'll never forget soon when I got started, I had this dream all the time. And I'll never forget when I decided I wanted to go to college. First person to ever try to steal my real dream was a guidance counselor. I talked about that. He sat there and told me I couldn't go to college, that I didn't have the grades, I wasn't a good athlete, my parents didn't have any money, and he tried his best to get me to go to vocational school and go to Votech. For those who from Newport News know, he said, learn a trade. Learn a trade and get you a good job at the shipyard. I said, no, I got to go to college. He said, so I need to take Spanish and I need to take algebra to be college eligible. And I argued with that high school guidance counselor for about 30 minutes. And he finally said, he relented and said, okay. I think back now, I wonder how many people's dreams he stole. He wasn't able to steal mine, but he stole some people's dreams, but he didn't steal mine. And I took those courses, and I did go to college. And the same thing, college was a fortuitous thing for me because the only school to offer me a basketball scholarship was Hampton University. I love Hampton University. Thank God for Hampton University. Thank God for Coach Moore. Thank God for Coach Davis, who recommended me to Hampton University. And thank God for my student teacher, Miss Stallings, who prepared me to go to Hampton University, said I would like Hampton University. I didn't think I would like Hampton University. What did E.T. talk about this morning? Because sometimes in order to do things differently, you have to break away from the pack. You have to break with some people. You have to put yourself in an environment that requires you to change. Well, Hampton had a reputation of having all these highly intellectual, educated, and bougie black folks. You know, I don't know what that means. I since learned that's a fake thing right there. Dr. Sergio Roselle, welcome to the call. He knew what I'm talking about. Lincoln University got that reputation of having all them intellectual, bougie black folk. Whatever that means. I don't even know what that means. It's such goofy stuff that the media sometimes lead us to believe. Okay? And I got on Hampton's campus. I saw most people just like me trying to figure out how to make it through life. Okay? Loved that school. Loved every minute of it. Okay? I didn't go there to play basketball. I didn't go to get education. I went there because I'd never seen that many pretty women in my lifetime. That's what got me to go to Hampton. I wasn't going, but I got on that campus. See, that gets back to what? The dream. So everything starts with a dream, folks. I got a dream. I wasn't going to Hampton. I mean, the coach offered me a scholarship. I didn't want to go, but I got on that campus and saw all the women. I got a dream. I said, one of these women going to be mine. And at 19 years old, I met Valerie Best, she's been with me. We've been together for 46 years. Okay. And by the way, I had to ask out about 100 times. Whoo, never give up. Never give up. Man, I'm trying to tell you something, folks. Never give up. I asked out all freshman year. I said, hey, you still in love? She said, yep. I said, still in love? She said, yep. I said, still? She said, yes, 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 yes. That went on for almost a year. And then one day I asked her, well, you still in love? And she said, why do you always ask me that? And I said, I want to know if there's any way I can get some of your time. And she said, why, sure. And so far I've gotten 46 lovely, incredible years. What's your dream? Okay. I don't know. Okay. I wanted to go to the NBA and play basketball. That dream didn't come true. I said, got to find another dream. Okay. Got to find another dream. And that was a one-inning journey out from 22 to 28 years old. But I said, I got to find a dream. I'm thinking about stuff. You guys don't know how many ideas and business ideas that Val and I ran around our head that we tried from 22 to 28, that we thought we was going to make Shogun robes. We want to have a restaurant. We had all kinds of ideas. The real estate business, we thought about them all, but there was always some block in the way. I remember I started a PR firm because I knew all these Pittsburgh Steelers. I thought maybe I start a PR firm. I might become an agent. I remember making the first phone call to become an agent, and I remember the first guy stole my dream. One guy stole that dream. He said, man, what do you know about public relations? I said, well, I majored in communication in college, and I know some math. He said, man, you don't know anything about public relations. You better keep that job. You know what you talking about. And I said, oh, okay. And I hung if I was 24 years old. Stole that dream, just stole it. Now, I didn't know it was still in a dream back then. I didn't understand it. I was taking advice from somebody older and senior just listened to me and said, man, it's a bad idea. So I said, okay, it's a bad idea. But at 28 years old, this guy asked me, do I know anyone who'd like to make an extra $1,500 a month? And I said, yes, me. That was spring of 1983. And when he told me it was $130, or $130, I got my own business. He wasn't my boss. The corporation was my boss. I was a CEO of my own company. See, that's what you get. If you don't get that yet in Karat, you're the CEO. If you sit on the outside right now, still trying to decide if you want to do this thing, do what? You're the CEO. It's free to register. You sign yourself up. Now it's your business. Nobody's the boss. Nobody works for you. You got no employees calling in sick. None of that stuff. You don't have to invite anybody to performance review. Everybody's their own boss. They look in the mirror, and when they want a raise, they get themselves a raise. But here's the beauty of it. As J. Paul Getty said, you learn how to leverage the time, talents, and energies of all the people around you. And it's better to make 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of your own efforts. The educational system, folks, has indoctrinated us to sell our time for money. And as long as you sell your time, as long as your time is required to make money, you are a financial disaster waiting to happen. It's just a matter of time. And I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're a lawyer, doctor, professor, dentist, entrepreneur on the corner. If you got to sell your time to make money, you're a financial disaster waiting to happen. Okay? Now, God forbid, we don't want it to happen. But the odds are that it will happen because at some point you're going to get old. At some point you're going to get tired. At some point you may get sick. Or at some point we're going to have something like COVID happens that wipes out literally people's businesses almost worldwide. We didn't see that coming. I got this in 1983. We thought about all kinds of things, man. We even thought about potential world war could affect your business. But we never thought about a plague coming and wiping out 30% of small businesses all over this country. And then somebody call you with an opportunity called Karat International, said it's free to enroll. You don't have to go to the Small Business Administration. You don't have to go to the bank to get a loan. You don't have to ask your parents for a loan. You can start that business. See, that's what got me started in 1983. The guy said $135. You got your own business. We do business in about 19, 20 countries. And you can go and you're sweating. All you do is cut the television off and take that spare 30 to 40 hours a week watching television and build you an empire. Are you ready to go? And I said, yes. I didn't say yes, I wanted to sell soap. I didn't say yes, I wanted to sell pantyhose, lipstick, vitamins, any of that stuff. I said yes because I wanted freedom. I wanted freedom. I want to have an income come in whether I do anything that day or not. And I knew I wasn't going to get it through singing because I can't sing. I knew I wasn't going to get it through dancing because I can't dance. I wasn't going to get it through professional sports because that ship had sailed. Okay. I wasn't going to go back to school because I realized going back to school was not going to give me what I wanted because I wanted freedom. I didn't want more money. Ford Motor Company was going to pay for my MBA. Toyota Motor Sales USA was going to pay for my MBA. I said, I don't want to do this. So why? Because it's not going to give me what I want because I don't want to be here for 35 years in hopes of being a vice president, make a couple $100,000 a year and still got a job. And I can't will the income to my wife and my kids. I wanted a business that's a winnable part of my estate. I wanted to adhere to what the scripture said, that a good man leaves an inheritance to their children's children. And I started a journey. They told me it was a 2 to 5 year plan. It didn't take 2 to 5 years. It took 12 years for me to get free, 4 years for my wife to get free. And I thought about quitting every day. So it's okay to think about quitting. It's okay to think about giving up. Just don't do it. It's okay to think about it. Just don't do it. You've heard me say, man, I've been in business about 8, 9 months. Nobody came to our first meeting. Nobody came to my second meeting. I went out and finally did enroll about 20, 30 people. Most of them quit, didn't do anything, wouldn't even return my phone calls, didn't want to talk to me anymore. I said, what in the world is going on? But then that was validated again this morning when Miles said, what? Your dream. When your friends don't validate your dream, it's obvious a God-ordained dream for you, man. I didn't know that then, but I heard enough on audio to say, keep going. I popped an audio tape in 1983. I was lower than a tadpole. I wanted to quit so bad. I said, man, this is not happening. And I stuck this audio tape in, and the audio tape started speaking to me. It didn't speak to anybody else, but it spoke to me. It said, hey, Tyrone. Tyrone, feel like quitting, don't you? Ain't nobody get in with you, And everybody you did sponsor, they quit. You feel like quitting, don't you? I said, yeah. I'm in the car. Papa said, yeah. Val, I'm in the car. I'm in the car. I'm going to go to the store on Saturday morning. I said, yeah, man, this thing is hard. He said, yep. He said, yep. Well, now you found out something about success. Because success is about doing what the masses won't do. Are people talking about you? I'm thinking, yeah, they talk about me like a dog. They don't invite me to parties no more. My friends don't come to my house. They don't return my phone calls no more. I said, yeah, they talk about me. He said, that's good. I said, that means you're doing something because nobody's going to talk about you till you start doing something. You start doing something, people going to talk about it. I went, oh, my God, really? I said, really? I'm listening to the tape. He's talking to me. He said, yep. He said, because if you want to be a star, you can't march with the crowd. You want to be a star, you got to stick your head above the crowd. And when you stick your head above the crowd, you're going to be the one to get the rotten tomato. They're going to target you. They're going to hit you. But as long as you watch marching with the masses, and what does masses do? The masses, 95%, they go to work every Monday through Friday. And as long as you do what they're doing, you won't have any conflict. You won't have any problem. Okay? None whatsoever. I said, oh my gracious, you got to be kidding me. Okay? I said, I got it. I said, oh, so this is a part of success? Rejection is a part of success? People telling you no is a part of success? Being disappointed in your growth is a part of success? Not getting where you want to go as fast as you want is a part of success? Not getting the dream when you want it because God said you ain't ready for it is a part of success? Not getting the dream though you're killing yourself is a part of success? Getting almost to the dream and then had the dream slip away again is a part of success? I said, oh God, but here's the key. What? Never quit. Just keep going. Keep going. So 5 years into the dream, I wasn't free. 6 years, I wasn't free. 7 years, I wasn't free. 8 years, I wasn't free. And every time I thought about quitting, you know what? Think about this. And I got at 28. So at 7 years into the dream, I was only 35. And I remember thinking to myself, I still got 30 more years to go in this job. I just want to keep going. I just want to keep going. So I kept going. Then I look up 37 years. So now I've been at the thing almost 10 years, and I still hadn't got that dream. I'm talking about 5 and 6 nights a week, product pickup, call-in nights, no weekends, no Super Bowls, no football, no March Madness. I'm talking about everything. I put everything on the back burner. My life was upside down, imbalanced. People crying, I don't want my life to be imbalanced. Well, stay broke. You ain't got to let your life be imbalanced. That's okay. You ain't got to do what I did. Oh, I'm getting too excited. I'm just telling you. I hear people whining all the time how hard something is. Look, this right here we're doing, it ain't hard as working 40, 50 hours for somebody else to end up broke. I don't want anybody to tell you. It might be uncomfortable. It might be outside your comfort zone. It might be what you're not used to doing. But it ain't hard compared to waking up 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning for 40 years to be broke at 65. You got to be kidding me. So I kept going. Okay, Val retired at 32. But she worked. Don't make no mistake about it. She was working this business. I mean, she prospected people, talked to people, signed people. She was working the business. She was ride and live, not ride and die. She was ride and live, but she was working to help me get free. She was giving everything she got. Alice was too. Alice was, man, you don't want to know. But anyway, but we never quit. And then at 40 years old, I was finally able to walk in that job and say, I'm out. And now we've been free for 25 years. Okay. Did we go through some challenges? Yeah, 1983, I got in the ministry. You know where I was in 1985? In January of 1985, I had a house in foreclosure. My wife fell and broke her arm, and I got diagnosed with a brain tumor, and Val was 8 months pregnant. Don't tell me about your problems. And we were still fired up. That's a good reason to quit. Don't you think that's a good reason to quit? Oh, wait a minute. And then the job bring me in and fire me. Well, corporate America don't fire you. They ask you to resign. So can you imagine? Here I was in January, after 2 years of chasing my dream, after 2 years of getting this God-ordained thing where I become a legend in 37 years later. Oh, my God. Okay, think about it for a minute. 37 years later. Hey, he's a legend 37 years later. Okay? I'm talking about after 2 years, legend my butt, man, house in foreclosure. Okay? Wife broke her arm. 8 months pregnant, and then the job calls me in and say, you know what? We don't think we need your services anymore. We'd like you to retire. And there I was now with a brain. I did recover from the brain tumor, had brain surgery, brain tumor removed. Val recovered from my arm. The baby was born. He was born with some other complications. Then he became well. And next thing I know, all was fine again. And then guess what? See, in every adversity lies a seed of equal or greater benefit. I didn't like the job anyway. And 3 months later, I was offered a better job, paying me twice the money in Los Angeles, California. Man, folks, in every adversity is a seed of equal or greater benefit. You got to be looking for it. But guess what? I never stopped dreaming about being free. It was a great job. I thank God for that job. I got that job, and I need that job. So don't call me and say, you think you got to go get a job? Go get one. Don't think about it. If you need some money tomorrow and you ain't willing to make it happen in Caraboss, or you can't make it happen for whatever reason, go get that job. That job with financial freedom. Don't tell me you can't build this business with a job. I had a job for 18 years. Okay? Everybody got that? But we didn't give up. I came to California. Brand new transition. Still didn't give. I mean, really, 1 month, well, less than a month after my brain tumor baby born, we was out showing the plan again. We was out recruiting people again. I got to California. Once I got settled, before we even got settled, I'm recruiting a guy. We stayed in a hotel 2 weeks before we moved into our own place in Los Angeles. I sponsored a guy I met there in the hotel. Okay? By the way, another Hampton University graduate was in the same hotel. I sponsored, we met, connected, signed him up in the business. Okay? Don't tell me. I know. Wanted to quit, but we didn't. And then we kept building business. Then we started making a little bit of money. Took trips to Hawaii. Took 1 trip to Hawaii, 1 trip to Caribbean, 1 more trip to Caribbean, another trip to Hawaii. All that stuff happened. But then in 1993, I got free. I've been free now for 25 years. I'm so glad I didn't quit. I mean, I thought about that first 12 years, believe me, because the business never met my expectation until 12 years into the business. And then here's something you need to wrap your head around, okay? 12 years into the business to make it perfect. I got to stop because at 9 o'clock, I got to do the presentation tonight, folks. But I'm trying to paint a picture for you because some folks think this is tough, what we're doing in Caraboss, what we're going. Man, challenges are part of the business. Let me tell you something. We've been in this 12 years, my 13th year, and watch this. We make $1 million in 14 months. Man, you talking about, woo, we're excited. We built our brand new home in Atlanta, Georgia. We moved to Atlanta, Georgia. It was free, and we got this opportunity, man. And guess what, though? In less than 2 years, the opportunity was gone. It was for quick money. We made that money. I ain't mad at them, but gone. Then we spent about 6 months looking for the next thing. We started our own company. Couldn't get that off the ground. Okay, got a little bit, but really couldn't get off the ground. Then we went about 2, 3 other companies, 2, 3 or 4 programs. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, to find a company like Caraboss, you need to understand something. Just go dig it up. There's probably less than 20 companies in this entire worldwide industry of networking, e-commerce, referral marketing, whatever you want to call it, that's over 10 years old. And thousands start every year. And 95% of them are gone in the first 2 years. We have something so uniquely special here because we have a company that's literally 10 years old. I think it's this November. Think about that for a minute. Okay, that system that worked like clockwork. Man, I've been in since 2013. I love this thing. And what keeps me here is that gentleman named Dr. Harold Seitz. Okay, because I'm going to tell you something. I done dealt with a bunch of CEOs. And he's the best I've dealt with outside the first company I was involved with. I'm going to tell you, because the first company I was involved with, think about this. That company is 60 plus years old. Okay, a lot of folks don't like it. That's their business. Okay, whatever. I stayed there for almost 13 years. Okay, hey, I ain't hating it. What I learned there prepared me for everything else I did. They opened the door. We wouldn't be here if that company hadn't fought the Federal Trade Commission. See, understand something. And this is the last thing I'm going to say, man. I got to stop. Hey, Miss Tammy Morris, how you doing this afternoon, this evening? Good God. Tammy Morris on the call, man. You talking about an originator, a creator, a groundbreaker. And I always say, boy, I love this people call me. I wish I was there at the beginning. No, you don't. You think you do. You whining now. Okay, can you, Matt? I'm off track. See, I get Tammy, you threw me off track. What was I going to say? Okay, watch this, folks. Watch this. This is some history you didn't know. Every single company that achieves legendary status, that achieves, what I'm talking about go to 100, 200, 300, $400 million in sales, get scrutinized by the government, get scrutinized by the regulators, get scrutinized by the media. Every one. The big A went from 100 million to about 1980 doing $1 billion plus in sales. All of a sudden, 60 Minutes want to talk about them. Every media outlet want to talk about them. Then the Federal Trade Commission came in and tried to call them a pyramid. Do you understand that we wouldn't have a business today if that big A, the big A, that's right, Amway Corporation, hadn't fought the Federal Trade Commission literally in court to prove that we are a viable business? I mean, the Federal Trade Commission said not only you're viable and a real business, network marketing is not only viable and a real business, it is greatly desired in the marketplace because it is the last true bastion of free enterprise where somebody can start with no money, don't go to the government, don't go to Uncle Sam, don't need a friend, can start with zero and build a multi-million-dollar enterprise. Okay, that wasn't the end of it. Canada came and attacked them till they had to literally shut down business in Canada. And then in order to get the business back open, Canada extorted $26 million from them. Yeah, I shouldn't use that word. I'm sorry. I apologize. After negotiating and discussing stuff with Canada, they had to come to a settlement where Canada said, if you pay us $26 million, you can start doing business here in Canada. And then they did the business in Canada. Got it? Okay. And then the same thing happened to Herbalife. Herbalife went to $500 million in sales and got attacked by all the media, attorney generals, man. I mean, you know why? Because you got a 28, 29-year-old kid running a $500 million company that he started in the trunk of his car. You talking about jealousy, hatred? See, you gotta understand what you are a part of and what you're in. And they're coming back to $100 million in sales. A lot of the leadership jumped ship, ran away, scared like rats off a sinking ship, and were gone. But a lot of them stayed. And some of those who stayed and understood it, they're sitting there making $100,000, $200,000 a month, $1 million a year right now. And the company's back up doing $1 billion+ a year in sales. Read the story of Nu Skin. Nu Skin did the same thing. With the $500 million, they started being attacked by attorney generals and all this kind of stuff and got negative press from all the media. The media is not your friend when you're in this business. They're not your friend because they don't get paid to be your friend because you're not spending 25% of revenue on advertising and marketing. That's being paid to us. Okay? I know. I'm trying so you know this stuff. Okay? How do we get paid? The money is paid to Madison Avenue and Wall Street. That money is paid to us to go out and spread the word, word by word by word by word by word, person by person by person. Nu Skin was the same thing. A lot of folks, man, they banned the ship. The Nu Skin being out of corporation today. Now look at what we're doing. We're doing something, Karatbars International, folks, truly, that's never been done in the history of business. Everything we do is new. It's never been done. We're even in a place where we do things and they'll write laws to deal with what we did after we've done it. That's another seminar. I'm just saying to you that you are on the forefront of this new frontier, this new digital frontier where cryptocurrency is becoming the rage, where this cashless society they keep talking about. I don't think that's going to happen with completely cashless, but we don't know. It's just my opinion. Okay? All this stuff. And think about this. When I got in Karatbars in 2013 and got that MasterCard, it had the chip in it already. Okay, the banks here didn't get the chip in the card till 2 years later. Our company is based in Stuttgart, Germany. We're way ahead of the marketplace. Harold Seitz is way ahead of the marketplace. That staff of people in Stuttgart is way ahead of the marketplace. And Europe truly is way ahead of the marketplace in a financial standpoint, in a medical standpoint, hands down. Not up for discussion. That's not debate. That's just fact. So you're entitled to your opinion, but you're entitled to your opinion, but you're not entitled to your facts. Fact is, you have your hands on the greatest business this world has ever seen that would take the average person from average to fortune. And believe me, there are people out there not excited about a guy like myself signing up for free and building a multi-million-dollar business. Or a guy like Mike Delco signing for free and building a multi-million-dollar business. Or somebody like Sharon Willie Brown signing for free and build a multi-million-dollar business. Or Tammy Morrison say, I'm in, and sign for free and build a multi-million-dollar business. Okay? We want to take this thing to the next level. Toughen up. And don't ever, ever, ever quit. And why don't you quit? Because believe me, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. That's all I can tell you. It's worth it. Was it worth 5 and 6 nights a week back in the 80s running around selling soap? It's worth it. Okay? I spent 12 years of my life to get free, and I've been free for 25. I would do it all over again if it took 20. I might do it if it took 25 or 30, because most people, their entire life, will never, ever know freedom. If you've been in Karatbars for a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, man, you just getting started. You're a baby in the industry and you don't even know it. I'm trying to accelerate your growth a little by sharing some of this stuff with you, but it all starts right here. I'm gonna close with two things. Anthony Robbins said something yesterday. I was listening to an Anthony Robbins tape sent to me by Mr. Eddie Lee, who's a Karatbars VIP affiliate up there in Boston, Massachusetts. Mr. Eddie Lee sent me this thing. He sent me a lot of good stuff all the time, folks, and I play him. But that Anthony Robbins said, he said there's three things you got to have a correct strategy. We got it. It's called the map. You got to have a strategy. He said that's the least of the three. You got to have the timing right, and your story got to be right. You got to have a compelling story. We got a genuinely compelling story. We teach people to save their own money. And then the third thing, so you've got to manage your state. What's your state? Your emotion. Your state is your emotion. He said, look, the strategies are abound. There's 1,000 strategies to get wealth in America, but still people don't do it. There's 1,000 strategies to lose weight in America, but people don't do it. There's 1,000 strategies, almost every single thing you may want to do. Why don't people take action? Because they're not in the right state. People always ask, why do I got to be on a power call every day? To put you in the correct state. Why do I got to come to your freedom call on Sunday? To be in the right state. Why do I need to read 10 to 15 minutes in a book every day? To put your mind in the right state. Why do I need to cut off the television? To put your mind in the right state, because the television is not designed to put your mind in the right state. It's designed to teach you to consume and to accept mediocrity as a way of life. Okay? That's the truth. That's not an opinion. That's the truth. And if you watch enough of it and watch people watch enough of it, you'll see it's the truth. So what you got to do is manage your emotions. Almost every single decision that people make is based on emotions, not based on facts, not based on logic. It's based on emotion. Why do I talk so much about the dream? You know why? Because the dream is emotional. The dream is I'm emotional about freedom. I've been free for 25 years. I start talking about freedom, I want to cry. Okay? I seeing people get free, I want to cry. I'm emotional about freedom. I'm emotional about my sons. I'm emotional about my wife. Okay, when you get emotional about something, that's when action takes place. You see it in athletes, you see it in sports. When they're emotional about that thing, you get things done. You know why you don't do the business? Because you're not emotional about it. If you think your logic will make you do this, it won't. It might make you do certain fundamental things, but you won't have the kind of compassion that moves people, the kind of passion that will move people if you're ran by your logic. The logic of Karatbars. Yeah, it's logical. Exchange declining dollars for gold. That's so logical. Based on that logic, we should already have 50 million people in Karatbars. Sign up for free. Take that dollar that's lost 97% of its value already. Exchange for gold. That when I started in Karatbars, gold was $1,100 an ounce. Now it goes over $2,000 an ounce. A baby can do that math. So evidently, it's not logic. What do we get emotional about? Our dreams. The things we want to have, the things we want to do. I was emotional about my wife being free. I was emotional about my sons being free. I'm emotional about leaving an inheritance for my grandchildren. I'm emotional about that thing. I'm fired up about it. I'm emotional about Karatbars. I don't want anything negative about Karatbars. I done been around. I done too many things. But if you haven't done anything to compare it to, you don't know. It's like sitting around America whining about your situation when everybody in America lives better than 80% of the whole population on the planet. Do you understand the average person on this planet makes $2 a day? 80% of the population on this planet makes around $2 per day for their labor and their time. We got people be sitting in America with a air-conditioned home and working from home and crying about the job, crying about the situation. Man, please. It's all perspective. I'm not diminishing people who have lack, but it's still all perspective. Okay? And when we manage the perspective, we start to manage our state. And we manage our state by controlling what we watch, what we smell, what we hear, what we eat. Okay? And never giving up on the dream. And I mean a real dream. I don't mean a like-to dream. I said on the last call, I'm done. Okay? I said on the last call, I said, I would like to hit the lotto. That's not a dream. See, I want to. I like to hit the lotto. I like to find $1 million in a briefcase. I like to do a lot of things. When I talk about a dream, I mean something that you're willing to go to work for, that you're willing to cut the TV off, You're willing to put things aside. You're willing to delay gratification for. You're willing to delay getting that new car because you're going to invest your money in your business, in your future, in your kids' future, your grandkids' future. You're willing to delay doing some things. You're willing to delay that cruise because you got some things you like to do. Do you have a dream of something you're that passionate about that you're going to delay a lot of stuff? Savannah, I delayed so much stuff from 1983 to 1995. But baby, when 1995 hit, okay, we started buying stuff like crazy. I'm a TV-aholic, folks. I love, not sensitive TV, I love movies. My son and my wife and I went to the movies like other people watch television back in the early 90s and throughout now once I got free. Went to movies 3-4 times a week. I mean, we watched movies. We didn't watch television. We watched movies. Okay? Still love. I got probably, 5,000-10,000 DVDs in my house right now. Love movies. Love to study them. Okay? So I got my things that I love too. But let me tell you something. When I saw freedom, everything. The priority of my life was real simple. God, family, my job, because I had a job, and the business. Okay? You want to succeed in this thing? Elevate your business to one of your top 4 or 5 priorities in your life, not your 8th or 9th. If you just want to make a few $100, you ain't got to do any of that. If you want to save some gold, you ain't got to do any of that. If you just want to accumulate some coins, you ain't got to do any of that. But if you want to build a network and you want to find yourself free, okay, elevate this thing to a serious priority in your life. I'm in with this, folks. Now I got to get ready for my 9 o'clock. Got to go talk to Valerie for a minute. I said I'm going to take 10 minutes, but I got cranked up. I read something. I got a song. I had a lot of things to anchor me. By the way, let me leave you with this too. Not only you got to be hungry. Anthony Robbins said the number one thing you need, more than you got to be hungry for something. That hungry is your dream. I call it your dream, but you got to be hungry for something. That you got, when you're hungry, you got to eat. You got to eat. You got to be hungry for something. That's the number one thing. It's not your strategy, not the system, not the timing. You got to be hungry. Real hungry. And most people never found that thing that you truly hunger for. I hunger for freedom. And I anchored myself. I found things that anchor me. In fact, I keep dreams around me all the time. The next level dream. Because as the bishop said today, or as Miles Monroe said today, what you can see is not my dream. If you can see it, that's not your dream. If you can see it, that's not what you want. If you can see it, that's not what God has in store for you. If you can see it, it's not what God has in store for you. What he has in store for you, you can't see. That's why faith's required. Anyway. And you got to find songs and things to anchor you. When I hear Kelly Clarkson sing her song, A Moment Like This, I get emotional. I hear Whitney sing One Moment in Time. I know it's 20 plus years old and Whitney's gone. But when I hear it, man, I want to cry. Okay? I had some other songs that anchor me, and one of the songs was a song by a group we used to sing back at Function back in the 80s, and I bought the cassette, and that cassette was in my car. I play it every day while I'm riding to work and riding different places, and I be riding to work some days with tears in my eyes. I got to get out this job. I hate this job. God, I know you got something else for me to do. I got to get out this job, man. I'm doing the network marketing 5 and 6 nights, driving through snow, blizzards, rain, hail, driving on ice, risking my life, but I'm trying to get free. But I used to play this song, and the lyric in the song used to drive me crazy, and I can't sing, but I'm going to give you a little piece of it, and I'm out. And one of the lyrics that drove me all the time, it says, when you're down and feeling low, don't you worry what the future holds. We gotta have heroes to teach us all to never give up on your dream. Shadows fall, daylight dies. Freedom never has a place to hide. Search forever for the finish line, but never give up on your dreams. God bless. Thank you for your time. See you at 9 o'clock. I'm going to be nice at 9 o'clock. Feel free to bring all your guests. Bye-bye. See you later. Thank you. Ahoo.